Oh yeah. What up, fam? Feeling kind of chill today. How we doing? I'm doing well. It's a beautiful Saturday here in sunny, scenic West Virginia. Temperature went down a little. It's closer to 40 Fahrenheit, which it would be +5, I think. I don't know. I'll have to check, see how my guest did after the video here. I'll see how I guessed. But back today with Rien, a Rien comparison. Rien. So let's talk about the pronunciation. First of all, the R's are pronounced kind of like an H. So, and the IEN in this situation is pronounced ion. So it's rien, rien, rien. And I'm not gonna try to do that. I'm gonna just say rien, rien. I don't know. So it's a pretty weird pronunciation, but I think anything is fine, whatever you want to call it. Rien, 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 Rhine, whatever you want to say is A-okay with me. But I wanted to take a second here and compare the Rien with the Rien Incense, Intense Incense. Of course, these are from the house Etat Libre d'Orange. And it's an incense fragrance, incense, leather, aldehydes kind of fragrance. They're pretty neat. I'm a pretty big fan of Rien. And first got the Intense Incense, and my first thought was it was a bit much. It's pretty dark, pretty gnarly, pretty challenging, if you ask me. And the standard Rien is a little bit easier going. I'm gonna spray them, I'm gonna compare them. I've got some drying down here to take a whiff of, but why don't we jump in? So here we have 2 strips. These were sprayed yesterday. And if you don't know, this stuff is crazy, has crazy longevity. It's very potent, has strong longevity, has a lot of sillage. It's kind of like a room filler type of fragrance. Like even these strips, like I could really smell them from across the room yesterday and today. So Rien has mellowed out. They've both mellowed out. And I think as these dry down, they get closer and closer to each other. Let's see. They're very similar. I think I'm getting a little more leather from the Rien right now, from the original. Let's go over to these other strips over here. I sprayed these a little while ago, and they've dried down now. This is OG Rien. Incense. I'm getting the incense here first. A nice incense with some leather, but it's really, I'm getting the incense for the most part. And this is Rien, the OG. Switching over to Rien Intense. More leather, I think. more leather. I'm gonna go to skin, guys, because you know how I am. I just like skin. So let's go Intense Incense on the right. OG on the left. Look at that. Sprayer's amazing. Okay, give him some air. How's everybody doing? Fragrance enthusiast, just journaling my fragrance journey. Right hand, I got the Intense. And it's actually not as bad as I remember. I remember being challenged by this. It's not bad. It is a darker take. It's like a hint of challenge. Let me compare here. This is the left hand. I'm smelling the Rien. And it's lighter. I'm getting more of the aldehydes coming through. Aldehydes. Sorry, I have to say. I have a friend. Her name is Adelhyde, and so it's so close to aldehyde that sometimes I get the two confused. So that's what's going on there. Left hand Rien. A little bit lighter. More of the aldehydes coming through. Right hand's darker. It's a little bit dirtier, kind of like a darker feel. Kind of blacker, more challenging. Yeah. Let's read about them a little bit. These are perfumed by Antoine Lee. And, or at least the original is perfumed by Antoine Lee. I don't think we know for sure who perfumed the Intense Incense. I don't know if it was Antoine Lee or not. It doesn't say from my quick research here. But, no top, middle, bottom, but I'm looking at the Intense Incense. Notes are incense, leather, aldehydes, oak moss, labdanum, patchouli, iris, amber, black pepper, cumin, and rose. It's the leather, maybe it's the black pepper, or just the incense is darker. The incense is like a darker and kind of dirty. Rien is just more, it's just easier going. Rien is smoother. Let me look at that one real quick. Yeah, a little bit more ambery. So these are supposed to have an amber base, and it just comes through a little bit more on the original. So yeah, fam. There's lots of background noise, you know. It gets a little crazy here on Saturdays. So let's see, I'm looking at the Rien. I don't know if I mentioned a styrax note. Let's read these notes. Leather, incense, aldehyde, styrax, patchouli, oak moss, labdanum, amber, iris, black pepper, cumin, and rose. Yeah, this one has styrax, and the Intense does not. But I think most of the other notes are the same, which I don't notice. You know, I don't notice most of these notes they're blended in there. Yeah, this Rien Intense Incense is like, it's like you want to save that for the dark of winter. Rien, I could see wearing this. I could see actually pulling this off. And notice I have a full bottle of this one. Not the Intense Incense. I didn't really like this one as much. Rien, I could see myself wearing. I haven't worn these much yet, but I'm going to be reaching for this one. Probably not so much for the Intense Incense. So, all right, fam. Quick comparison we got here today. Not much else going on. It's a beautiful day. We're chilling hardcore here. Chilling hardcore. All right, fam. Not much groundbreaking information here, so I gotta say, the Incense is more intense. I mean, just like it says on the label. So, they smell good. I'll wear the Rien. I don't know about the Intense Incense, so. Alrighty, fam, I'm gonna go ahead and punch out now. Y'all have a good one now, you heard? Peace.